Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Clonks, and welcome back to another episode of my FC25 Southampton career mode series. If you have missed the last episode, there is a link to that video in the description down below, as well as a link to the entire series playlist. So if you have missed anything, head back there and get all up to date before we carry on through this one and you get any spoilers. But for those of you who are all up to date, you'll know that in the last episode we had a really good one, to be fair. We started off with a draw against Arsenal in a sim game, a 1-1 draw. The sim feature is really doing us well this season against these big clubs because we have yet to lose through it, and we just keep picking up those points, which is really helping us to push up that table and survive this season. We then went and beat Fulham 2-0, which was a really good result, and we beat Leeds 2-1 completely against the run of play. Leeds dominated that game, but we managed to find a way to win, and I'm happy. And then we ended up beating West Ham then to end the episode with another 2-1 victory. So overall a fantastic episode, and yeah, really good things for us at the moment. Speaking of good things, in today's episode then we do start off with a semi-final first leg against Leicester City in the Carabao Cup. So that is going to be a big one. We will play that, of course. We then will have a sim game in the FA Cup because we are going to focus now on that Carabao Cup to try and get to that final. Obviously, if we get through the FA Cup, great. If not, it's not the end of the world, so we will sim that game against Ipswich. We will then play the Leicester game, and then I'm not sure what's going to happen because if you have noticed, we have entered the January transfer window. Now, however, I don't want to do too much business, but if we get outgoings, we might need to bring people in. There is one position that I am potentially going to try and get in, but that is if we sell Sugawara. So the right back, if we sell Sugawara, I'm not putting him up on the transfer list, but if we get offers for him, I'm open to letting him go, and then we can bring someone in to start as that right back. Then Kyle Walker-Peters will be our backup. So that is the only position that I'm really looking to sign anyone in. However, like I said, if we get offers in for other players, then we might need to see what we can do to replace them or whatever. So we're definitely going to have that those two cup games and that Premier League game. But after that, it depends on how much business gets done. Like I said, if a lot gets done, then we won't play anything else. But if nothing really gets done, then we might end up simming that Newcastle game as well and then play in the Everton game. But we shall see what happens. But we're going to start off today with an offer, to be fair, because if you would have seen at the end of the last episode, we had two offers, and lo and behold, one of them is for Sugawara. So we're going to go straight in and negotiate this now. So it's with a Genk. Not too sure if he'd really want to go and play out there, but I'm going to negotiate. So the board reckon that we could get 22.5. We know that they probably lie in, considering how much deals have fallen through in this career so far because of those sort of high price offers. They've offered 14.6, so we're gonna negotiate it and we'll see what we can do. I think I will ask for 18 point. No, let's go 19. I don't want them to walk away because I would like Sugawara to leave, and they are happy with that, so they are willing to pay that 19 million flat. So yeah, Sugawara might be heading out, which means that we now need to look at who we're going to bring in to replace him. And I have a few names on the short list, so let's head there now. Okay, so here are the players that we are currently looking at. So we're scouting most of them, so we don't know quite what their overall is yet, but we will find out in due course. We got Thiago Santos from Lille. He looks like a very quality right back, so I'm not too sure what his overall is currently. He's a youngster, so he's definitely got room to grow. Whether or not bringing him from Lille is realistic, I'd have to have a look at where Lille are in their table before I make a decision on that, and obviously his overall, but we shall see. We also got Guela Dewey, who's another right back from the French league, another player who looks decent. So again, we shall see what the scout comes back for him. We're also looking at Rasmus Christiansen from Mönchengladbach. Again, another player that looks quite decent. Good stats, technically and physically not too bad. Again, we will find out what his overall is. Another player we're looking at from that league is Wagnerman from Stuttgart? It's not Stuttgart, is it? I've gotten blank on whose that is, but anyway, who's V? I've generally gone blank on who that team is. But anyway, yeah, we're looking at him. Martin Fernandez, again, he's from Atletico, so we're probably not going to go in for him. I'm just scouting him to see what he's like. Cash is another player we could bring back to the Premier League. He is currently in the Bundesliga with Wolfsburg, but again, we'll see what his overall is currently. That could be an option. Emerson Royale, another option that we could go for. Another player who's formerly from the Premier League, plays in Milan though, so again, maybe bringing him from Milan is maybe a bit too much of a step down for him, but again, we'll scout him, see what he comes back. Max Aarons is another player that we could bring up from the Championship, who he's currently playing with at Bournemouth. Another option we currently looking at, Jed Spence. If I was to bring him in, it would be a loan from Tottenham. I don't believe he plays for them, so that could be an option. Tomiyasu, again, another player from the Premier League that we could bring in from Arsenal. Again, he's not getting any game time at Arsenal because they've got Ben White and Timber in front of him, so he could potentially look for a move in the same league and come join us. Again, we're going to scout him, see what he's like. Another player is El Houadi. Don't know too much about him, but scouting him anyway to see if he is any good. Andres Garcia from Aston Villa, another player that is young, that could potentially grow quite a bit, so we're looking at him as well as Alexander Barr from Benfica, scouting him as well. So at the minute, I don't know who I'm going to go for. Just going to wait for all these scouts to come back and then we shall decide. So this is how the Premier League table is looking then as we start this episode. We are sat in 11th, which is fantastic after 20 games with 27 points. We are in a really good position. We are mid-table, which is where the board wants us to be. I obviously was a little bit less optimistic and I was like, if I can stay in the league, then I'm happy. So to be in 11th after 20 games, I am over the moon. So that is a really good start, halfway point for us. So yeah, we are currently, 25 points as well. Is it 25? Yeah, 25 points off. No, it's not 25, is it? What am I on about? No, it's 15 points, not 25. My math is really bad. I was thinking that, I was like, 25 points? Whoa, where did that happen? No, 15 points clear of the relegation zone as well. So that is really, really good. But today, we do start with that Carabao Cup game against Leicester, so let's jump into that one. Before we jump into it, guys, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you do enjoy this video and this series, so you keep up to date. And again, I've just got to say a big thank you to everybody who has supported me so far. I really appreciate it, and I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying these videos too, and it just gives me that motivation to keep making them for you. So let's go and play our first semi-final in this series against Leicester next. Okay, here we go then. Probably the biggest game of this career mode so far, unless you count the game against Swansea last season to bring us up to the league. Maybe that's a bit bigger, I don't know. But anyway, this is the Leicester team going into it. Hermansen in goal, Ricardo Pereira, Woodhouse, Okoli and Hartman as the back line. Then they got Skip, Harry Wiggs in the two CDM roles with Fatu on the right, Thiago Thomas on the left, El Canouse in the cam position and Brian Brobby up top. They got a couple of options on the bench including Christensen, Alves, Ndidi, Hota, Suter, Makatia, Mavdidi's on the bench, James Justin, and then they've got their backup goalkeeper there. Our team then is rotated as well because of fitness, but I still think that this team is still strong enough to hopefully take a result back to St Mary's from this one. So we got Bazunu in goal, Sugawara potentially playing his final game for the club because we do have that offering, but Kyle Walker-Peters was tired, so he is going to get the start here. Ben Davies, Jacob Greaves and Manning as the rest of the back line. Then we got Calvin Phillips and Okechukwu as the two CDMs with James Ward-Prowse in front. Tyler Dibling getting the nod. Adam Armstrong has been absolutely fantastic when he's played this season, and he is starting this one. And then Dan James is getting the start on the left. There's our bench, not including Fernandez, who is too tired to even be involved in this game at all. So that's going to be that, that could be an issue, but hopefully not. We also do have one of our youth prospects on the bench, Archie Wheatley, who is looking like he is going to be a fantastic player. We are going to send him out on loan next season, but I thought I'd put him on the bench. I don't know if he's going to be involved in this one, probably not, but at least he gets some experience in the matchday squad. And I'm going to stop talking now because we're going to jump straight into this game. Who knows? As long as we can just take a result back home, then, we'll see what happens. Good tackle, James Good. Into Armstrong. Oh, what a finish. Well, that is a way to score the first goal of a semi-final, isn't it? What a finish. Adam Armstrong, this season, when he has played, has been absolutely fantastic. We haven't played him too often, but he is really making a case for himself to be that backup striker for us. But what a cross that is from Dan James. It was good pressing from him in the first place, and then the volley to put it over the goalkeeper into the top corner, just to loop it over Hermanson, absolute fantastic finish, and that is the way to start a semi-final, 1-0. Skip then into Fatou. Dan James heads it on to Armstrong, lays it off into Calvin Phillips, try and play this ball into Dibling. Armstrong, 2-0, and he's onside. Armstrong's there again. The ball by Dibling was absolutely beautiful, perfect, and the finish, again the finish, I think it was on the volley again. That's two volleys for Armstrong, two different kind of volleys though. This one is just a volley through the legs, and 2-0 just like that. Armstrong is taking us through to the final all on his own at the moment. That's a good pass into Fatou. First chance for Leicester then. Bit of a disappointing one, but at least they created something finally, but still 2-0 here. Fatou then. Oh, he's causing so much problems with his pace, and he's through. And Bazunu gets the save. If they are going to score, it is going to be through Fatou. He's the only player so far who's played well for Leicester, and he gets an opportunity there and maybe should have scored, but it was a really good save from Bazunu. But the chance is still there for Leicester as we get the ball back and maybe get a break. No, I can't get the pass away. But Sugawara's there, although it's been tackled again. Lays out to Kelnoose. It's a strike in the end, and it goes over the bar. Leicester are pushing now, though, but still yet to find the bit of quality to break their deadlock. Thiago Thomas for Leicester then, still going. Takes a strike, hits the post. He's still got another opportunity, and Bazunu's there to make the save. Fatou's hit the post again. Oh my god, he's going to end up back with it. And eventually we get it away, but Leicester, oh my god, they're really pushing now to get this goal. And somehow we get away with it, although the ball is coming back at us now. Again, it's a nice ball to Fatou, who's offside, and we can breathe. Oof. I don't know how Leicester didn't score then. Thomas gets round the man again, and he does score this time. Just before half time, Leicester get a goal back. They have been pushing. They do deserve a goal, to be fair, in this half. They started off very poor. We got 2 goals, but since then it has pretty much been all them. And it's a good run by Thiago Thomas. I dive in with Greaves. I don't time it well at all. And it's a touch just to get around him, and it's a good finish. And we are heading into half time at 2-1. Fatou into Winks. Ward-Prowse wins the ball back, and now's a chance to play that into Adam Armstrong. Oh, what a touch that is to get around his man. And Armstrong gets himself a hat-trick and we get our 2-goal cushion back early on in the second half. And he's played fantastic today, Adam Armstrong. 3 really good goals, 2 volleys, and then that one to the touch to get around the defender. That touch there, absolutely fantastic. And then a really nice strike to put it over the goalkeeper. And we are 3-1 up now. But who knows, this game could go anywhere. Thomas plays it out to Fatu. Is Robbie. Oh my god, and just like that, like I just said, this game could go anywhere. And Leicester just run up the other end from kickoff, and Robbie hits the bar, and we get away with another one. Leicester will be disappointed that they're not at least level in this game, you feel, because they've had the opportunities, but they just haven't been able to take them. Oh, the ball somehow got to Robbie, who's now pulled away, and I'm not going to be able to catch him. And 3-2. I don't know how the ball ended up with him. I thought I had the ball. I don't know. I thought I intercepted it. Somehow he ended up with it. And as soon as he was through, Ben Davies was not getting anywhere near him. And that's all he had to do was get it past Bazunu, which he does. And Leicester are back in it again as we are at 3-2 now.
Southampton losing possession here.
Can't tackle him. Thomas back into Robbie. Plays it back to Thomas. Crossed. Blocked. Cross again. Header. (3-3) through a Fatu header. And we can't say it's not deserved. Leicester have been good. They probably should be winning this game because they've had the better opportunities, but somehow we found ourselves 3-1 up. And from 2-0 up, we were 2-0 up at one point, it is now 3-3. And there's another leg to go, plus an extra 20 minutes in this one, so who knows what the bloody final score on aggregate is going to be. El Canusa, what a cross again. Oh my god. Leicester are just pulling out completely ridiculous passes. That pass from El Canus, who has caused me a lot of problems. We've played Leicester a lot in this save already, and El Canus is always the one that causes me so much problems, and that cross was ridiculous. And Fatu just couldn't. Obviously the angle was against him, but oh, there's a chance. Oh my god. We are hanging on at the minute. Leicester have a free kick then in the final 5 minutes. Cross comes in. It's going to get ahead of him. Mavropanos there and he loops it over the bar. Was he onside? I don't think he was. No, the ref's actually blown a half for offside, but so we get away with that. I thought he was, but then the way that it was going, it didn't look like it was in the end. But anyway, still 3-3 in this one with 4 minutes to go. At this point, I'll take a draw heading into that second leg. James Ward-Prowse blocked. Although, now, I thought it was handball, but the ref's given a yellow card, so it wasn't handball. He must have just fouled him. Ooh, yeah, there's a late push. So, we've got a free kick late on in this game, and James Ward-Prowse is on it. It's a little bit far up, but I think it is in James Ward-Prowse's range. He can definitely do something with this. We'll put quite a bit of power on it. James Ward-Prowse. Oh, the keeper's dropped it. Ooh, Hermanson parried it. I thought maybe we could get a rebound, but in the end he does hold on to it. And the refs added 4 added minutes, and it is still 3-3. Hutchinson then. Can we maybe nick a winner? Hutchinson, block from Hermanson. Ward-Prowse hits it wide, and that's probably going to be it. Now, final chance of the game falls for Ward-Prowse. Probably should have done a bit better with it, couldn't in the end. And it does look like that we are heading to that second leg at 3-3. Who would have saw that coming at the beginning of this game? Unless we maybe get one more chance. We're not going to. Leicester are going to. Can we hold on? Come on. Oh, it's a good ball across. Thank God that there's a second leg, that's all I can say. Thank God. It's happened to us again. Mavididi comes off the bench and scores the winner in this game, but like I said, there is a second leg, thank God, because that would have been absolutely devastating. It's annoying because we had the ball and we lost in a stupid area, but somehow from 2-0 up we've ended up losing 4-3 in this one. If we could have just held on, we'd have been in a really good position. Now we do have to get a goal back in the second leg, so yeah, but like I said, there is a second leg, so we're not out just yet. At the end of the day, if we can just perform a little bit better than we did in that one defensively, then we can hopefully get to that final, but it is disappointing to lose in that manner. However, it is what it is. So now we're going to advance. I imagine what you'll see next is Sugawara leaving us, because unless something falls through, I can see that happening. We're not going to replace him until I get scouts back for everybody, so we'll probably see Sugawara leave, and then we'll probably have another game against Leicester, this time in the league. And here is that confirmation of Sugawara leaving us as he heads off to Belgium to play for Genk. 19 million. Like I said, we're not going to replace him just yet. We're going to wait for these scouts to come back, but we shall replace him in this window once we get those scouts back. And as usual, I was wrong on the game front. The next game we're playing is the FA Cup game, which we are going to sim, and then we'll play that Leicester game. And I think as this stands, because of how much drama there was in that last game, we'll probably end up playing that Leicester game in this episode, and then again I think maybe we'll sim the Newcastle game as well, but we won't play any more games, so it'll just be 2 games against Leicester today played, and then in the next episode, then that is where we will finish off deadline day and probably sign that right back in the next episode. But anyway, let's head towards that FA Cup game and see if we can maybe advance through another competition through the sim feature. Okay, we've just had an offer, as you can see, from Manchester City for Aaron Ramsdale. Now, I just had a look at City's goalkeeping situation. They still only have the 2 goalkeepers that they have in real life, which is Edison and Ortega, but they're both, 30, they're both plus 30, but it's not too old for a goalkeeper. They're probably still in their prime, so I think they were 32 and 33. However, 27-year-old Aaron Ramsdale, who's an 82 rated as well, he's probably still got quite a lot of room to grow, so it's one of those that I think I'm just going to have to negotiate, unfortunately. We've been able to get around a lot of offers we've had so far, but this one I think I just have to negotiate it, and I can't ask for loads and loads because they'll just walk away. The board reckon I can get 42.4, City have come in with a 21.8. I'm not letting them go on the cheap. I want at least 35. So we'll negotiate. We'll go in with a little bit higher than 35, I think. I think I'll go in with a 37 million flat and see what they say about that. They come up a bit, but it's nowhere near what I'm asking. Listen, I'm not... See, now I'm thinking, what if, instead of me then going out to look at, see, Ortega's an 80 overall, he'd do a job for the rest of the season though. And then maybe in the summer then I could look at bringing someone else in. Like, I don't want to get rid of Ramsdale because Ramsdale's been absolutely fantastic for us. But, again, I can't really not negotiate this as Man City. He'd probably want the opportunity to go there. But at the same time, he would still be a backup to Edison. But you still think that he would eventually be their starting goalkeeper. See, now I'm talking myself out of it. No, I'm gonna I'm going to ask for Ortega plus a little bit more money. 27, what's that? 27. Listen, that's still 30, that's 33 million. That's still less than I was originally going to ask for. I don't understand that, but alright. At the end of the day, I'm entitled not to let him go at the cheap. And I've done what I can. I don't think I asked for a ridiculous amount of money then. 27 million. Okay, 32 million for an 82 rated goalkeeper who has been in absolutely fantastic form this season. I don't think I was anywhere near crossing the line there of asking for something stupid. So I'm not too bothered about that. I negotiate, I did what I could, so Aaron Ramsdale for now stays in the club. Okay, so jumping into this FA Cup game then against Ipswich. We can obviously sim this one. We've rotated quite a bit again. I'm not too fussed about this competition at this current stage because obviously we do have a semi-final second leg to play, so we're not really going to focus on the FA Cup. But if we manage to get through, then I'll be happy, and we shall see what happens. But Ipswich have gone quite strong, I'd say. We've gone very rotated, so we shall see what happens. Chance, and Leicester take the lead through Al Hamadi. Makes it 1-0 in the 32nd minute, and we have to come from behind in this one. Sinistera. It's been a red card for Ipswich, and we've got a free kick from it. Cross comes in, and we don't do anything with the free kick, but Ipswich are down to 10 men after Johnson commits what is deemed to be a dangerous foul. As we head to the last 5 minutes then, it is still 1-0 Ipswich, and it's them that makes it 2. And it looks like we are heading out of the FA Cup as 10-man Ipswich make it 2-0. Bit disappointing. I brought some big boys on, some of our better players, to maybe try and win it, because we had that man advantage, but didn't really work, and we are about to head out of the FA Cup. Again, not that bothered about it. We said at the beginning of the episode, at the beginning of the game, that we were going to focus on a Carabao Cup now that we got to that semi-final. So, yeah, out of the FA Cup. Let's head into the next game then against Leicester in the league. So we've had an offer here for Shea Charles from Bournemouth. Now, we've done a lot of business with Bournemouth this season, and Shea Charles has been playing here and there. And I've actually been impressed with when he has played. I felt like he's been okay. He's done alright when he has played. However, an opportunity, again, would he go and... I don't know, would he play for Bournemouth? I don't think he would. Even though Bournemouth are in the Championship, they still have a really good side. I don't think he'd make it into that squad. So would he rather be a backup in the Premier League? Again, but he's not really backup, he's more sporadic, I suppose, so maybe he would be more of a backup for Bournemouth. So we'll negotiate. They've actually offered 7.1. I'll negotiate and ask for 9. If I can get 9 million for him, then I will be happy. 7.4. Okay, so they're not going to come up to 9 million. 8.5 then, come on. 7.1 plus a sell, so they're not playing ball at all, are they? Alright, 8 million. Call it a deal on 8 million. Nope, they don't want to pay it. It's fine. Shea Charles stays. Just confirmation here that Nico Lawrence is heading out to Granada for the rest of the season on loan. Another offer then for Ramsdale, this time from Crystal Palace. So another Premier League team coming in for him. Looked at their squad and he would definitely be their starting goalkeeper. They don't really have anybody really. They've already got a bunch of squad players there. But looking at their position, no, they're actually below us in the league table. I thought Crystal Palace got European football last season. I seem to remember that they did end up in a Conference League position, but for some reason they're not in it. Don't really know, maybe I didn't really look at the logistics of what happened last season into too much depth, but the bottom line is they do not have European football. If they had European football, that is why I checked, then I would have had to accepted this. Because they don't, and we are currently above them in the league, I'm quite happy to reject this. Even though they need a goalkeeper, I'm still happy to reject it because I want to keep Ramsdale. It's just if anybody comes in from like a Man City where I can't really argue with that, and European football again can't really argue with that. That's the only time that I will have to negotiate. If I don't have to negotiate, then I won't, which is what I have done here, and Ramsdale stays. So hopefully now the next clip you will see is of that Leicester team, unless something else happens in between now and then. Okay, so just one more thing happened. As you saw there briefly, I've forgotten his name. Stewart has left us on a free. Again, I wasn't too bothered. I wasn't looking to extend his contract, so he is leaving us. I didn't quite catch on where to. I'm sure you guys did though. So yeah, he is leaving us. I'll probably get an email actually that will tell me that he's gone. So yeah, he has gone to Estrella Amadoro. Not too sure where they're from, but that is where he is going at the end of this season. So we thank you for your service, sir, but it is time to say goodbye. Not quite yet because he's staying, but he will be leaving us. Let's hopefully now see that Leicester team. Right, we're finally at the Leicester team, and hopefully we can get a little bit of payback in this one, considering they just beat us in that first leg of that cup semi-final. We're obviously playing them in the league now at home in the snow as well. So their team is Mads Hermansen, James Justin, Okoli, Suter, Hartman as the back line. Then they got Sumare and Didi as the two CDMs, with Fatu, Mavadidi, El Canus and Brian Brobby up through the middle. So pretty similar to the team we just played, with a few changes here and there. Our team though is very much a different side. We are going full strength for this one to see what we can do again in the league. If we can absolutely batter them here with this full strength team, then that might be what we need to do in the next game in that cup, in that second leg in the cup, to potentially get us into a final, because we are we're not 1-0 down, we're 1 goal down, we're 4-3 down. Overall it was definitely more than 1 goal in that game, but yeah, we're heading into this one now, and hopefully, like I said, we get some payback before we play this exact fixture in that second leg in the Carabao Cup. But we've got a job to do here first, so let's do it. Free kick for us then in the 30th minute. It's been a completely different game, this one. It's been very cagey compared to the game we played just now against them. Both teams not really doing anything going forward, and defensively both teams have been quite strong so far. However, here come Leicester on the break with Mavadidi using his pace. Gets a good cross in, but Howard Bellis is there, and we do get it away again. Fernandez. Good ball out to Sinistera. Doherty's peeled off. Good cross in, there's nobody there. Dan James gets the header away, and just wide. Finally a shot. I'm pretty sure that is the first shot of the game, and it's a headed effort from Dan James that went just a little bit wide. As we head towards half-time though, it's a completely different game from that game we played just now. But it is still 0-0. That could be a hell of a ball. It is hell of a ball. Walker Peters. Ball across on the floor. Fernandez strike, and Hermansen is there again. Another chance for us through Fernandez, who took a first-time strike, but Hermansen was equal to it. And as we head towards that half-time whistle now, it is still 0-0, and it might not be now because Mavadidi has got through somehow, although Howard Bellis is back there, gets the ball away, and the ref is going to blow the half-time whistle. 0-0 then, compared to the 3-1, was it, or 2-1 at half-time in the last game. So like I said, completely different game, but hopefully we can find the breakthrough in the second half. It's a strike from Brobby, and early on in the second half it is Leicester that get an opportunity. It's a good save from Ramsdale, who's been absolutely important. That's why we want to keep him. It's another really good save from him. And it is the 0-0, although we got a chance here on the break. If we can get that ball to Dan James, can he get around his man? He can with the pace. Here's a chance for us then. This is what Dan James is all about. He's got the snow. The snow has meant there was a very heavy touch. And again, I think that's what you got to say a lot about Dan James, is he uses his pace well, but he never really has the end product, and it's happened again. And here come Leicester up the other end now, but we do win the ball back, and it is still 0-0 after that passage of play. Mavididi has got round Howard Bellis. Cross. Sinisterra then inside to Fernandez. Back to Sinisterra. Fernandez is carried on his run. There's another good pass into him. Mateus Fernandez. And finally, in the 65th minute, we break the deadlock and we do get a goal. Mateus Fernandez. It was a good break. It was a good 1-2 between him and Sinisterra. I couldn't think then for a sec. Sinisterra, good 1-2 between him and Fernandez and Sinisterra. And what a goal to finish it off. A nice pass to play it into him as well. And once he was 1-on-1, there was only one outcome, and it's a really nice finish. And hopefully this time we can hold on to a lead, because we were 2-0 up in the previous game and we ended up losing 4-3. However, it was already, I believe, 3-2 at this point in the game in the last one, so hopefully let's not get a repeat of that one, and hopefully, like I said, we hold on to this now for the last few minutes of this game. Acuna. Oh, nice bit of play. Play that into Ben Davis. Ward-Prowse. Hutchinson. Oh, it's a save by Hermansen. It was a good bit of play from us again, and Hermansen was with a really good save. We do have a corner from it though, which Acuna is going to whip in. And Leicester do get it out, although it's going to fall for Hutchinson again. Acuna. Oh, what a cross that is. Oh, he's offside anyway. Good tackle, Howard, but he has fouled him. And Leicester are going to get a free kick as we head to the last 5 minutes of this game. It is an opportunity for Leicester here to create something. Are they going to go direct? No, they're not. They're going to lay it off. And Helganu takes a strike, and it's easy for Ramsdale. 4 minutes to go, then still 1-0. 2 added minutes, then we're just going to play some game management here and just see this out. A very, like I said, a completely different game to the last. It's been a lot more cagey, and no team really wanted to lose, but lucky enough we managed to get the goal that meant that we won this game. So we do get our payback on Leicester, but the real payback that we want really is in the next game we're playing against them, which is in that second leg, obviously being 4-3 down. But it's a good start, good momentum, and yeah, I'll be happy with that. Fernandez getting a goal as well. He's been fantastic this season. And another 3 points on the board in the league, so we're doing really well in the league this season, so that is good and nice. And always nice to win 1-0 to get a clean sheet and one goal. I don't know, 1-0's just, when you win them, they feel good, don't they? So yeah, we shall advance now towards the next game, which is the Newcastle game in the league, but I don't think we're going to play it in this episode. Well, we're not going to play it, we're going to sim it, but I don't think we're going to do that in this episode. So I think what we'll do now is advance to that Newcastle game. If anything happens in the transfer market between now and then obviously I'll show you. If not, then we shall wrap up this episode. And yeah, so let's see what happens. Okay, so no business was done between the end of the last game and now, so we are going to wrap this up. So this is how the table is looking as we end this episode. 30 points after 21 games, absolutely fantastic. Obviously we only had one Premier League game today, but we did go and win it, so that is fantastic. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. To only be 7 points off a Europa League spot at this stage of the season is just crazy. And we are still that 15 points in front of the relegation zone. So yeah, so to be fair, 10 more points is all we really need to get, and we should be okay to survive. You know, that's the real life gauge. Obviously in the game it can be a bit different, but I don't anticipate the teams lower down getting 40 points. So if we can just get 10 more points, then we should be safe, because obviously, again, as I have said a lot, our aim is just to stay in the league. So wherever we finish now is just a bonus, as long as it is above that 18th position, then I will be happy. And that is exactly what I am. Despite losing that game in the Carabao Cup today, I'm still overall happy, and we do still have an opportunity, of course, to get to that final with a second leg, and hopefully we can go and do that, because we have just proven that we can beat Leicester. We've beaten them this season, I think twice in the league now, so let's go beat them for a third time in the cup game, which I don't believe will be in the next episode, but we shall have a look, and that's where we'll have a look now. So what is coming up in the next episode? Let's find out. Okay then, so then in the next episode then we will have that sim game against Newcastle to start the episode off. We will then play the Everton game, and then I think or do we? No, do you know what? I've changed my mind. Mid-sentence I've changed my mind. What we'll do, we'll play that Newcastle game, we'll play the Everton game, and then we will sim that United game, and obviously we will have deadline day, and we will look to sign a right back in that next episode. Obviously with Sugawara leaving us, so we do need to go and sign a right back, and hopefully all our scouts should be back by the end of that, by the Everton game. I think we should have all our scouts back, and then we shall make a decision on who we are going to sign. But yeah, that's where we shall wrap up then. So guys, do remember that if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else from this series and my channel. But overall, even though it was just the 2 games today, I am happy with how everything is going. We are 11th in the league, and obviously we are still in that cup competition. We obviously got knocked out of the FA Cup today as well, but that's not too much of a big deal because we hopefully can get to a final in the Carabao Cup, but we won't find out until not the next episode, the episode after that, if that is the case. But I shall see you in that next one, where we do have some more Premier League games and the deadline day of the transfer window. So yeah, big things coming, and hopefully you guys will be there to join me. But I shall see you in the next one. I've been Clonks, and remember guys, take care.